an algorithm-driven erasure of Black history that doesn't serve the political and racial narrative of Europeans and Arabs today. So that's why we have this curating of the evidence. The terms weren't used by foreigners to describe the other. These primary texts are written by individuals describing their own generals and leaders. And the sources show that the term Black in that time did come with a sense of racial superiority. So they weren't using this term to describe ruggedness or any other descriptive of demeanor. And dismissing primary sources in favor of matching modern demographic realities is the act of digital sanitization. Consensus-based editing based on the bias practices defining the search engine optimization. So this is why the brother can't bring any sources and only relies on Wikipedia and AI Google reviews, because that is those modern digital databases that have been sanitized. So regardless if the truth of the Moors is painted in galleries, etched in heraldry, proclaimed in poetry, works of fiction, and historical documents contemporary to that time, when you search digital databases, the algorithms prioritize simplified, contemporary leaning to our time definitions. So all the consensus has to do is favor secondary sources over primaries. The Moors were undoubtedly a group that became and is associated with mixing. The undeniable origins of the ruling class and other historical definitions of the Moors were firmly rooted in a Black and or Negro identity. The evidence I've presented shows that specifically the Moors that invaded Spain down to the individuals were Black and or Negro. Chief X and the like are trying to rewrite this history. The digital curation, the redefining, the biased consensus-based search engine optimization is perpetuating the erasure of the historical context of the Moors for the sake of, on the surface level, appeasing the modern racial demographics of the Middle East, and on a deeper level, perpetuating the stereotype of Black inferiority. Unfortunately, by intellectually and politically aligning himself with this position, our brother here has made himself synonymous with the like of the free slave-holding people of color on the island of Haiti, who allied with French General Rochambeau against the rebelling slave population in Haiti. And we're here to amend that, to save our brother from that. So to combat this egregious assault meant to set Black people back hundreds of years, we demonstrated that the Lamtuna Almoravid Berbers were Black. The Sanhanja Almoravid Berbers were Black. Abu Bakr the Almoravid ruler was Black. Yusuf ibn Tashfin, the Almoravid leader, was Black. The Blackness of these Berbers were what we call that of Negroes or sub-Saharan Africans. We showed that the Umayyad Caliph al-Walid, who oversaw the Muslim expansion into North Africa and Spain specifically, was Black. We proved that the General Tariq ibn Ziyad, who led the expansion into Spain and landed on a mountain which still bears his name, was Black. We showed that the Umayyad Caliph, who established the first Umayyad Emirate in Spain, Abd al-Rahman III, was Black. We showed that the army led by General Tariq ibn Ziyad was Black. And lastly, that the Blackness of the Qurayshi Umayyad rulers were rooted in a Negroid sub-Saharan African origins in the Hejaz along the Red Sea coastal plain were Black. Check.
Okay, thank you so much, God Energy. Thank you for that powerful closing. I'm sure we're going to get a powerful closing from our brother Chief X as well. Chief X, come on in, please, and give us your final words with your closing of 5 minutes. I'm going to just let you go all the way to the end and say, I'm not going to step in and say 1 minute. So your time starts when you start. You have 5 minutes for your closing, Chief X.
Okay. So the question was, who conquered Spain, basically? Were they Negroid and or Black folk? We showed everybody who conquered Spain, all the leaders. And I just got to do this one more time because this is very important. We went through the list of names of all these leaders. He's claiming about 8 of them were Black. I will pay anybody $100 if they can show me any of these leaders of Moorish Spain were Black and show me an image of them. He lied. We went through this entire list. Come on, pop in. Come on and pop in. Abdul Rahman and the time frames. All these people of every area, and not one in 700 years were Black. Not one of these men here are Black. You can make up anything you want, but you lying on these men. Not one is Black. This is all the caliphs of Cordoba. All the way up. They got all these listings all the way up to 1400. I shared their images. Every century, basically, I shared their leaders. 0 are Black or Negroid. 0. Don't let all that pontification he's doing fool you. He did not show one Black leader of Moorish Spain. Not one. Not any Black folk on walls and artwork in Moorish Spain. Let me get back to y'all. The egregiousness of these lies, and someone said you can verify, no, he was cutting and pasting on those clips he was asking sa.neter to share. You guys can't even catch it. He was adding words and putting this next to this. You guys couldn't even catch it. Like, I'm showing cultural continuity. But the only thing he can do is lie and say, hey, Black folk built all them mosques in Syria. And they brought all that culture and built the same mosque in Granada, Spain, the Alhambra. He has to lie on purpose and pontificate to fool you guys. Syrians ain't Black. Umayyad dynasty is not Black. Saudi Arabians ain't Black. They enslaved Black folk. And I got a whole bunch of people on record talking about the Arab slave trade, and not one time did anyone ever say in the history of the conscious community that these Arabs and these Syrians that was enslaving Black folk in the Arab slave trade are Black people. No one has ever said that in the history of the conscious community until today. You gonna let him get away with that? You gonna let him get away with telling y'all Black folk in the trans-Saharan slave trade enslaved Black folk and made it over to Spain? Intellectual treason, and we need to get a rope and somebody set up the gallows. We got a hanging at high noon tomorrow for deceit, intellectual treason, debauchery, and wickedness in high places. I'm done.
Thank you so much, Chief X. Another powerful closing to a powerful debate. This, if you could just go ahead and mute up. This was excellent. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We are just on a roll with these awesome debates. Thank you to God Energy. Thank you to Chief X. And thank you to the supporters and audience who are fully engaged. And last but not least, of course, thank you to sa.neter for making these debates possible. So we have completed the debate between God Energy and Chief X. Don't think this is the end, because y'all know what happens after this. We have our after shows, we have our after parties, and they don't just last tonight. They keep going all week, maybe all month.
And just to let the people know, I'm having fun. I'm not mad. Peace to God energy, bro. Salute to you. You're a formidable partner. I'm not mad at nobody. Love
Peace,
everybody.
brother.
Love
Oh, I know,
everybody.
brother. This was great. This was great. And I enjoyed the passion. I enjoyed the showmanship that you brought. I know it's nothing personal. I respect the energy and I respect you as an opponent. So this was great. And thank you for giving a young brother like you the opportunity to step up to the plate and knock your head off.
Now, I want to say,
let's let the Don King of consciousness and Don King of debates come on in.
I want to
and tell us
say,
what time it is.
we're already live over there. So you want to pop in? I don't call it the after party no more, Nepal. It's called the aftermath of the debate. The aftermath. That's
got it.
It's not an after party. It's the aftermath. But I want to say, I'm proud of my brother, my young brother. Very proud of you. You have put down a excellent debate. You had came through with excellent sources, brother. And I am
appreciate it.
And I'm proud of my brother Chief X as well. I want to say, Chief X, both of you brothers have put it down, man.
Oh yeah.
Both of you brothers have went in. For those of y'all who missed it, y'all don't know what y'all doing, man. I keep telling you.
No, this one's gonna be in the crate. This one's gonna be one of these classics. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Excellent. So, sa.neter, I'm gonna end the recording and you guys know where to go. Head over to the House of Consciousness.
Come on over there. I'm live already. The people is in the building. They waiting on you.
Peace,
they want to voice their opinion on who won this debate. And so it is what it is. Here we go. We are in the building. I no longer put up the polls because sometimes the people just vote who they like. It's become who they like. And some of them don't even know the subject sometimes. So I don't put up a poll. I just bring the people in who saw the debate and we're going to get it in. It looked like the first one that was here looked like 7 saw. 7, what it is, bro?
Peace, sa.neter. I want to say peace to Chief X and to God Energy. It was a great debate. Like Napa said, you are on a tear right now, and I have to say that you are doing a tremendous job with these debates. And I think that these guys have did a great job with their presentation. I like the energy of Chief X. And I like the energy of, and I love the presentation of God Energy.
Thank you.
And his presentation for his first time, I mean, he was knocking home runs the whole presentation.
Yeah.
Now let's get into this debate, because if you remember, my critique on it was before I made any judgment, I wanted to see how both people presented the information. And I have to say, after seeing this debate, we need to issue toe tags and body bags for Chief X.
Oh.
Because God Energy destroyed his arguments.
God damn. I don't want to
knocked him down. Hold on. He knocked him down in every round. Presented not only much more powerful and more accurate resources, right? His sources was much more primary, right? Then in the debate, he showed the inaccuracy and the bias of his sources. Excuse me. He destroyed them, and then in the
Yeah, that was Suntan with that talking in the background. No, somebody was talking.
Yeah. I got it. But what I'm saying is that God Energy, when he showed the genetics, and Chief X had to admit that he knew nothing about genetics, didn't do anything to research the genetics, he body bagged himself. Because God Energy was there with him source by source, step by step, to debunk everything that he did in his AI Google research. with his primary sources. And then he, in the one area where he had nothing to say, God Industry destroyed him. So I just want to end my statements with that. I'll let my plane with that. I'll let everybody respond after that.
Hey, yo, Arcia, I didn't see, Arcia, I didn't see you in the building.
That's too bad, Sa, because I was in the building. Got to open your eyes up.
Oh, okay. He was in the building, Nepal? Nepal, y'all seen him?
Did
Okay.
I see who?
Well, I seen him in the
I
chat.
say.
What are you talking about?
I say.
seen a Shay in the chat because he helped me out.
Yeah, okay, damn, I didn't see I say.
He was in there.
All
That's
right, I'm
crazy.
proud of
That's
my brother,
crazy
man.
as hell.
His
I hit
brother
you
was
in the back
debating.
chat earlier about it.
Okay. Let me
in
go
there. I
on
saw
down the
him.
line. Let me go to Kim Netta. What's up, Kim Netta?
Peace to the panel.
Peace.
This was a spectacular debate.
Hell
Yeah, it was good.
This was out the park right here. What I'm gonna say for Chief X is he's comical, he's funny. I like the dude, but he did a lot of AI overviews. He didn't really come with no primaries. The pictures that he did use, like my brother God Energy pointed out, none of those pictures were contemporary with the people. They were all later done, just like he tried to point out the Moore picture of the black dude that he kept saying everybody was hung up on over all this time. And then on top of that, with the genetics, like he just said, he killed them on that. And then if you go past that, all of the descriptions that he came with was primary and they was contemporary. So all of those pictures you can throw out because we got the people word from the people who were being invaded from the time they was being invaded. So it's like he was really like surgically just putting the belt to this dude. I mean, like in a way that was just so fun to watch. It was great, man. You did a good job, man. God, you murdered
Much
me, man.
appreciated.
Oh, and then this last point I wanted to say also in Chief X over reviews, a lot of his over reviews was also complimenting God Energy because he was cutting them off. But if you read them, it was saying, however, the people that he kept saying was all slaves. It kept saying, however, a large population of those people were free. It kept saying that, but he kept on trying to move past it. He kept doing it real quick, but I was reading it. So you killed him, man. You killed him.
Oh man, where's Unk at? Unk ass is hiding now. Let me go on down to my man Rakufu.
All right, hey, sorry, real quick before I go into it, once I finish that one, I just put my 20 up and sent it straight to you for the next one. You've been having some powerful debate. You should have got that. And that's for the Saku debate. I want to see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smart brother, get it because it goes up on Monday.
Okay.
I know they go up on Monday. The price.
And
but
God
anyway,
Energy,
what you got to say on this debate?
Okay. God Energy, can you clam up? Are you there? Oh yeah. So I love the way you did that with Al Jahaz too. I was waiting for you to bring him in the game, right? You brought him in the game, but that first statement you said, Shay was helping me. The one I'm talking about, what Shay, I said game over, and Shay kind of agreed with me like that. It was something you said. What most of them was sub-Saharan. That was game over once you said that. What was that he said, Shay? You remember what he said?
He was showing how the sub-Saharan and the North African, how they were synonymous in the breakdown that he was giving. Like,
okay,
your boy, he was showing how it's all Black Africa, how he be trying to break Africa up into Black Africa, and then North Africa is not white. He destroyed that talking point of his.
And then last but not least, this is a statement. They never left. It's almost like the American Indians. You got pockets of them here that's been here since the Bering Strait or whatever. Those North African Black people, they never left. They just got amalgam, or they're in the mix, and they still there. So that to say that there's no Black North African Tassili and Jir cave paintings, that would be I don't get it. But go ahead, y'all.
Hey, I'm not gonna be here long, Saab, because I gotta go. I've done enough. I gotta leave and go.
All right, yeah. Say what you want to say, my brother.
Get my little workout on. Now, an Egyptomaniac will never, ever, ever, ever say I lost. Say I won. An Egyptomaniac and the one Hebrew Israelite, he feel that Israel in West Asia was black. All these people on the panel, every single one of them, how many up there? About 8. Every single one of them got an Egyptian name.
You got an Egyptian ankh on
Hold
your
on,
arm.
hold on.
Chill,
Right.
chill, let him
I,
talk,
'cause
let him
I
talk.
used to be down with that. I'm honest. Listen. In 2026,
Brother Best.
nobody with an Egyptian name is going to say Chief X1. Not one Egyptomaniac will ever say that. So we get it. I'm in enemy territory. I'm in the lion's den.
Nah, you're not in enemy territory.
Let me change the enemy. I'm not in enemy territory, but I'm in the lion's den. I'm the visiting team. So there's no man on this panel with the Egyptian name is going to agree with me and say I won, even though all of them know deep down inside I killed this cat. Killed him. Easy. So you never expect a dude with the name of Asar, and all these other crazy Egyptian names on here in 2026. They're not gonna agree with me. We get it. That's all I wanted to say, Si.
Peace, brother. Thank you, man.
All right, peace out.
Great debate. Thank you to Chief X and both God Energy. This was a good one. I loved it. Thank you.
Don't run. Please don't run, Chief.
Oh.
Stay there.
Well, I can stay for a couple
Let me
minutes.
go to Apostle. Apostle want to say something.
Man, thanks for taking this whooping.
First, I want to ask him if when it comes up to AI overview or Dana Minucci or
you know, I interviewed her twice, right?
Yeah, I know. That's how I met her.
Yeah.
But you know, other things also as other areas I've seen Dana and had the opportunity to have a conversation with him. Even Oxford. I mean, this brother was bringing primary after primary after primary. And all I saw from you, Chief X, is whitewashed drawings. They are original pictures.
You got a question before I go?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying. If there are original pictures of these individuals, why are you showing all of these whitewashed pictures by Europeans?
Okay, let me answer. First of all, there was no cameras back then. So nobody can show a real picture of any dark body. So what you go off of is historians and people at that time, what they drew and what they wrote, an image of them are. There's no whitewash, nothing. Nobody cares. Nobody's just trying to make a black man white. Nobody's doing that. That's conspiracy nonsense. What I showed you was depictions of the actual Moorish Spain leaders from 700 to 1400. You guys just not going to be able to get over that fact. You're mad about it, so you're going to sit here and lie and make all kind of excuses.
I'm mad about it. I'm not mad about anything, man.
But peace out, y'all. I'm gone.
All right, peace.
All right.
And I take some space.
I'm gonna leave.
Excuse me, Apostle. I'm gonna go because we have people back there and it's really full. Peace to God Energy again. Peace to Chief X. Whoever says
Great moderator, Nepal. You the best.
I'm gonna let you know if you missed this one. This was an excellent debate, God Energy. This was your first debate. If this was your first
been
debate,
doing this for a long time, bro.
It looks like it, yeah. So Chief X is a formidable veteran. You did great up against him. So peace, everybody. Have a good time.
Si, can I state one?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, man. I wasn't finished, but yeah. God Energy, congratulations, man. On what I would say, not just your first victory, but one of the great victories of, I think, many to come. You got a lot of great information, man. Keep up the good work. Just take a look at the book, man. The Bible, a relook. And read it like you do. Read it.
Let me hear from some pushback, maybe from Dazali. He was going with Chief X from the beginning. Let's see if his thoughts changed or his mind changed. We'll see where he at. Go ahead, my brother.
Greetings. I want to say that the brothers did an excellent job. I want to first give the brother God Energy props for excellent show, excellent information. He had excellent
Thank
decorum
you.
also, but I
Oh.
will say this. I don't know if I would exactly say that Chief X won, but I think that Chief X held his own, and he has a very strong point. Let me go into why. I think that some of God Energy's information actually helped Chief X's point. If I heard the information correctly as he read it, basically what it's saying is the people who God Energy are asserting were the Moors. Yes, they may have originated, and they have DNA and genetics that goes back to sub-Saharan African, but due to admixture, they are now looking quite different than a Negro African. They're looking quite different. And they were the generals of this army. And like I say, Mexicans built my house. They don't own this model, though. They don't own it, though. I will say that I am not very learned on it. I'm going off the information that y'all brothers did. So I won't say that Chief X won. I don't know if I'll say that God Energy won, but I will say that Chief X definitely has a point that I think y'all danced around. Y'all touched upon it briefly, but y'all didn't really dwell upon it. Chief X's point is, yes, there were Negroid Africans there, but those Negroid Africans weren't running anything. The admix, the Arab, mulatto Africans were actually running things. That was Chief X's point. And I think that a lot of the information that you brought out, brother, was actually somewhat saying that. So like I said, Mexicans built my darn house, but they don't own it.
But to me, Ghazali, to me, everything that Chief X brought out, I mean, this is my opinion. God Energy came back and refuted that shit. He was coming back and showing the slides. Like, for example, let me give you an example. When he showed you, he was giving you the names. I was like, God damn, he going in right now. Like when he was right here, right? Let me go to 26, I think. 26. Go ahead, break that down, God Energy.
Yeah, that's given the territorial expansion of Al-Walid, the sixth Umayyad Caliph. Al-Walid was the son of Abd al-Malik, who was known as the Great Arab Reformer. In the previous slide, right before this one, is where I mentioned Al-Walid, and the text. Go to the previous slide before this one, if you could, Sa. Yeah, that one. This is talking about Al-Walid, who is the Umayyad Caliph who oversaw the expansion. So when Chief X is talking about the Moors who invaded Spain were these Umayyads from Arabia, yes, they exactly were. But who were these Umayyads from Arabia? Al-Walid right here. Brother. Al-Walid right here oversaw the expansion not only of North Africa, but the expansion into Spain. So this was Tariq ibn Ziyad's boss, right? So I brought you the description of Al-Walid, this Umayyad Caliph, the text where he was described as black. Then I gave you Tariq. You know what I mean?
Real quick, brother.
We got granular.
Real quick thank you, brother. Real quick, on this screen that we're showing right now, go down to line 5, where it's 4 and 5, where it says tall and swarthy. I've never heard of a Negro, of a Nuba being called swarthy. Those are usually, from what I've seen, are mixed.
Incorrect. That's why I gave the definition.
Being called swarthy. I've never called a brother or a sister swarthy.
Yes.
You've never called that, but that's not the colloquial jargon of our day. Right. Then on the next slide, I gave the definition of swarthy from that time to see what it meant, and it was dark complexion / black, right? So when you talk about those European texts from that time period, you're going to see swarthy in descriptions of black people, Negro people, all the time, actually. So I think you should just peruse the sources a little bit more. If you're unfamiliar with the term Swarthi, if you're unfamiliar with the usage of the term Swarthi, and the way you're acquiescing right now seems like you really didn't have much background information on this term. You just wanted to naysay.
All right.
No. I am very familiar with the term because these Black Indians use it often when they're trying to say that it wasn't white people who came here and did such and such, but it was swarthy Europeans that came here. Nah, that really doesn't add up there. But I fall back, brother. Good job. I can't say T-Face.
Asa M. Ka, what it is?
Matap, y'all, excellent debate, young man. You're stepping into your own, coming into the fold.
Buddy, appreciate it.
Yeah. I thought Chief X came out fiery in that first round.
Yeah.
He had that old Sarah Supasetti. He was hitting him with that picture, like, here go the picture, and I'm gonna tell you about it. So that was good in the beginning. God energy just I'm gonna still walk you down. Come here. So there was a couple things that really tripped Chief X up. My brother Dizali was just talking about his presentation helping out Chief X. It was really the other way around. Some of his slides they were the Negroes who were slaves also were soldiers in the army. How you gonna fight that? If you're a Moor and you're a soldier in the army, you're helping conquer the other people. Ibn Zaid, I was hoping that he would have pulled out the black picture of Ibn Zaid and said, look at the description. See, he described that, but here's the actual description and here's the real picture. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of mentions that could have popped off. I'm just gonna shower you a little bit because the second round, you definitely laid him down. Third round was yours. I thought, and this is what I'm going to say, there's so many moments you could have pulled up Ulrich von Hutten's picture of the Moor. I thought you might pull out the Palazzo Pucci, where they showed the black guy right on top of the Florence, Italy joint. He's a Moor. He's, and he's got the white headband on. And I thought you might refer to maybe like the Young Nobleman in Clothing in Berlin by Peter Schenk in 1690, who's a Moor. And there's a few others, such as the popes who give praise to a particular picture, and the ancient arms of Eric, right? So some of the historic Moors that I thought you might pull and grab concerning. And then last, like the statue of the Black Moor holding the Habsburg coat of arms.
That's the Coburg Moor. That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on. So with that, Asaram Ka, I'm glad you were. And when you talk about the guy that the popes, the saint that the popes worship, that's Benedetto the Moor, right? The Moorish nobleman, that's the one where the dude, he got like the jerry curl a little bit and he's leaning off to the side, the Moorish nobleman one. So look, I would have set myself up if I used those, right? Because he made it specific. So that's why I didn't want to fall into his trap. He's crafty.
Hold on. Come on, Unc.
He calling Unc. Yeah, he calling Unc with that egg on his face.
Telephone number.
Oh man.
You gonna hop on here 2 times, stop. You gotta get it out, bro.
Pick up, man. Pick up that phone.
Hey, let's go, brother.
All right. We all know what that's about. But look, so what I want to say to Sar MK is, that's what I was originally going to do, and then I told Chief X I'm not going to play with him because of him trying to do this thing with the semantics and the angle and stuff like that. I said, nah, I'm not going to play with you, because he would have been able to pigeonhole me to the topic being the Moors who invaded Spain specifically, right? So we're not talking about those later people, especially the Coburg Moor, the one where he's holding the Habsburg shield and stuff like that, right? In Coburg, Germany. So that's why I chose the 5 individuals that I chose, right? Abu Bakr, and Yusuf ibn Tashfin represented the Almoravid expansion into Spain. Then I went to the original expansion with the Umayyads. That's why I didn't mind going first, because I did my first round about the Berbers. In his first round, he brought up the Umayyads. Then in my second round, it was all about the Umayyads answering his first round. So he thought he was celebrating that he got to go second. And that's why I volunteered to go first. I said, no, please let me pop it off, please. Because I had a feeling that the way I structured my debate was going to work in my favor.
See, a lot of people don't understand the strategy of going first.
Right.
Let me tell you why. I think Apostle did that one time, going first. See, when you first, now they got to respond to you. It takes them off track of their whole goddamn presentation.
Right.
They want to respond to you. You see how when you went first, I think it was his last round where he started talking about what you were saying. Then he said, "Oh, let me get into my round." But see, by that time, he done spent like 5 minutes trying to rebut what you were saying. But he don't know. You don't know. Like that's the advantage. You know. Let me go.
He wanted to get the last word.
Let me go to Ashay. Ashay, it's on you, brother.
Yeah, what's up, Sam, man? Congratulations, God Energy, man. You did your thing, but I already knew how it was gonna go, bro. You already knew I knew how it was gonna go, man. You know, in elderhood ain't about age, man. It's about the knowledge and wisdom that's being brought forth, man. So I'm gonna say elder God Energy. And I really I think a lot of people need to really the aunt to the world. Yeah, I mean, you really gave the tools. You gave them the proper tools that they need to cure their pseudoism, man. I like you gave them the tools, man. You showed like it's bigger than just Chief X. We all knew Chief X was a pseudo. We know he was coming out here to get his head blew up. We already knew that, bro. Like it was great. But for those who doubted you, and for those who thought it was a game, that's who I'm really like, yeah. Bomb squad in the building. God Energy really laid it down. You really set the tone for him, brother. That was big.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, brother. And you know I'm always here to represent. You know my methodology. We know how each other get down. And with you taking the sweeping victory the way you did, especially starting a whole firestorm, right? Because that African science conversation has not only become big on this platform, other platforms that have tuned in are now talking about that as well. So of course I had to show up and show out and continue in the standard that you set with the great victory. You know what I mean? To show them that this bomb squad thing, we not one-hit wonders out here. We not dubs out here, right? And it's not just one that you got to look out for. And we're going to continue to bring this back to back. And you know what I mean? Today, I really enjoyed the opportunity to put Chief X's body bag in a body bag.
Absolutely.
All right, my man, Elder Son Tan.
Peace. I got to say, let me clear it up. I was just about to put down the easy band. Hey, listen, y'all, and everybody, I'm glad everybody opened up in here because I know y'all see me in the chat. When he came out with the wiki, right? Let me go back to that. Listen, I thought that Chief X would do to God Energy what God Energy did to him. But just it was going to be a back and forth, you know, because I already knew Chief X was trying to be slicker. But when he kept going wiki and cartoons, you cannot win a serious debate with Wikipedia because Wikipedia is mostly commentary and it can be edited. And I'm not even going to get on that debate. Why about wiki? But I named him in the chat wiki, and I told him he was going to die at his own source. Once he started doing that, and then he had the nerve to show cartoons instead of pictures. So, God Energy, you showed sources, and then you even put how many sources, and they was primary. That's how you win a debate, because you got to show your sources. You can't just make commentary, and then he couldn't win with his loud talking. So, in closing, God Energy, you did great. Like I said, I'm going to say it one more time before I get off. I ain't going to hog the mic. I thought what you did to Chief X, he should have done to you. I didn't know if he was going to do it, but that was my only kind of thought, is he going to really move God Energy around like that? And no, he didn't do it. You did. You was the elder in that debate. I'll put it like that.
Damn.
Sorry, can I speak?
Speak, brother, speak.
Hey, God Energy. What made I was wondering, I sent it to a few people. It was the one about here is the real original medieval artwork you're talking about. Wild Men and Moors Tapestry 1400 to 1440, Germany, Alcee. What's in the image exactly what you asked? A fortified castle, black Moorish defenders inside, archers, soldiers, a black king and queen visible in the castle, and white wild men trying to take them out of it. You up on that?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that. I believe I showed it in one of my presentations earlier. I believe in Black Europeans Part 2, Moors of Spain. And I feel like that is a good depiction of Europe's image of the Moors, right? Because that's a fictional tapestry. What you're talking about, the wild man versus the Moors, is a German tapestry, right? And it is a fictional tapestry depicting this creature they call the wild man, who is always depicted hairy with blonde hair and blue eyes. And that wild man is attacking the castle, and that castle is being defended by the Moors of that tapestry. And the Moors are shades of brown and jet black, and the king and queen are featured in the center. And you can see the jet black king and queen being defended by their archers. That's a German tapestry, and that dates from the 1400s.
Right.
But the reason why
blonde hair, and she had blonde hair, God,
and the black queen had blonde hair, but that wasn't the Moors who invaded Spain, so I did not go that route. But I know exactly what you're talking about, brother.
All right, we got Unc in the building. Finally, Unc, what is your final thoughts, my brother?
Like I said, I just felt like I told you before, it was going to be a tie, yo.
Think it was a tie?
Yeah, I think the brother spent too much time in 10,000 night, like Pliocene, like that wasn't applicable for the conversation. Chief X, he did different with the tabs and that. It was different, but it gave us a bird's eye plain view. It was very plain and understandable what he was trying to say. It was different, it was awkward, but it was very plain. We could say, yeah, it was hard to understand what the hell God Energy was trying to say in there, right? And yeah, it was hard. He was drawn to skin color, right? The actual debate title killed him. Right? I don't know why he let Chief X get away with the debate title. The debate title said, "Of the Moors that went to Spain, Negroes or black?" Right? The truth is, Europeans came to Africa and said Black Africa, but Black Africa was only below the Sahara. Point blank. They never was talking about North Africans. They didn't have a comprehensive theory on skin color, so they thought that people in North Africa was like some invading people. The Berbers was Africans. So Africans did go to Spain. Arabs and Africans went to Spain. They didn't even have trade routes developed yet when they first went to Spain to West Africa. West Africans come later on as merchant traders, right, and scholars. Some of them were slaves, right, and that's what really. So if we talk about Spain, West Africans didn't play a big role in that.
What about that God Energy was showing? What about his presentation?
His presentation was complicated, right? I got to go back and look. It was very complicated. People act like they don't, right? I'm saying Chief X shit was, and how wild it was very simplistic. You could just read it. Oh, very simple. I mean, I wouldn't have did that. Was trash to me, but
wow,
it was definitely simple.
So if Chief X presentation was trash to you, why would you say it was wrong?
Because I could understand what he was trying. I got the point. His point was right. His point wasn't based off of the skin color game, which is crazy game.
So that means God Energy presentation had to be double whacked, double crunch.
No. It was overcomplicated. It was out of the. It wasn't dealing with the time. He spent too much time in the Pliocene. He spent too much time on genetics. He did too much. The Berbers went to
But
Spain.
genetics
The
prove
Berbers, no, the Berbers, no, no.
He showed
The
they
Berbers,
sub-Saharan origins.
oh man, okay, in the Pliocene. What is wrong? You know what? I can't do it. Not today.
don't get upset.
Yeah, you laying right next to Chief X on that corner's table.
right next to Chief
Because you
X.
got the body bag and toe tag too.
No, I said
That presentation destroyed everything you said.
No, I said it was a tie, bro.
It was not a tie.
And I'm saying I would beat y'all
not a
energy.
tie.
I would
Nowhere
beat
close.
y'all energy up on that, man. What's wrong with y'all? Are y'all serious? I will take
Yeah,
that.
This is terrible.
You ignoring the source. You ignoring his sources, though. You ignoring his sources, his AI overviews, and you know how biased AI can. I've debunked AI many a time by presenting other sources. So we know that he used biased sources as God Energy described, and your biasness of the bomb squad is spewing out your spores so viciously. It's evident for everybody that's on the panel to can see it and hear it from your response, because that's not the same debate that we saw. What you described.
Not even.
Also, God Energy, since I see you as coming from the aspect of wanting to have primary sources from the time from 7-Eleven, I had about 3 sources that I was going to say you could have used, but I would just show you this one. You got the one that's the General Chronicles of Spain, which is the invasion of 7-Eleven, that literally say those who came with Tariq were black as pitch. Their faces shine like burning candles. Like, it's just too many of these primary descriptions that literally tell you what these people look like. But these people to be still trying to beat around it and say that they wasn't. I don't get it.
Right.
Yo, Unc, where you at, man? Come on, man.
But yeah, my brother, and it's things like that that make the genetics portion so important, right? Because I thought, like, I really thought he was gonna do more. I was expecting him to call into question the etymology of the term more, and that it probably could mean Westerners from the Phoenician modem. That's what I was expecting. You know what I mean? So it was just a little bit of a letdown. I expected a little bit more. And just like you said, those primary texts, they have these descriptions of these individuals, but you could say that they were dark-skinned Caucasians, right? That they were melanated Caucasians, that dark doesn't equal Negro. So I thought he was also going to play into the semantics of black versus Negro, and I thought he was going to lean in to the descriptions of these people being black, but deny their Negro-ness. So that's why I went into the genetics. That's why I went into the Paleolithic time. That's why I went into the Holocene era, to show that the blackness of these Berbers were rooted in that Negro sub-Saharan African origin. That was the significance of the genetics. That was the significance of the Holocene. That was the significance of the Paleolithic, to show that that blackness of these Berbers, of Abu Bakr, whose depiction was in the porcelain chart, right, labeled Rex Bubeker, I was showing that that blackness of skin was rooted in Negro sub-Saharan African blackness, dating all the way back to the Ibero-Maurutians and really to the Jebel Arud findings of Morocco, where the Homo sapiens species started. The blackness of Homo sapiens started in North Africa. The Jebel Arud findings tell you that. So it's ridiculous for someone to say that North Africa was never, ever, 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 ever Black Africa when Black people are from North Africa.
Right. And look, let me finish this last point with him that I was telling him, right? So look, and to close on that, he keep on trying to pigeonhole like as the North Africans to North Africa as if they not black or Negro, when you show them all of the origins of the people that come from the Sahara. And then you got other primary sources from Oxford that say in the songs that literally say the military that he came with was dark as ink and all of that. And just like the other one you used where it said they were so dark you could only see their teeth. So I swear I don't get where these people be coming with these, but you did a great job, man. You killed me.
Hey, God,
Let me tell you, hold on, yo. You got to let me call on y'all, man. You can't just jump out. I tell y'all that all the time. Let me drop the science on my brother, Unc Kuket. And let's not be mad at Unc Kuket. Let's not be mad at him. He got to go that route because I told God Energy, if he beat Chief X, Unc goes down. The pseudo killers go down too. So Unc got to save face. Unc got to come in here and say that.
No, why'd you do that? I never even picked a person. Like, why would you
No,
do
you-
that, bro?
you-
Hold on,
You
bro.
did
Hold on,
pick
bro,
him.
bro,
You
bro.
did
Listen,
pick
listen what I'm saying. You know what? I'm going to go because y'all being very deceitful.
Oh man, don't
Y'all
run.
not, no. Hold on. You're not in African tradition right now. You're in line European tradition. I
Oh,
always said from the jump it's going to be a tie, bro. Didn't I not say that?
yes, you said that.
Right. So how am I? What the hell are we talking about? I said it was a tie.
Last time we seen you, you said that Chief X was gonna beat God Energy up. I quote.
He said it's still going to be a tie, though.
Yeah, he said it was going to be a tie.
And he did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He
After
went to
looking at it,
300,000 BCE, did all that.
After watching the debate, was it really a
It
tie?
was a damn tie.
Okay.
No, you know what? Let me say what I want to say.
You got it right in your opinion.
Hold on. Let me say everything I want to say.
Go
Since
ahead.
y'all pushed me, that shit was trash, yo. So don't ask me no more. Right. Now, leave it at that. Leave me alone with that. It was trash, bro. I know what trash is. What's wrong with y'all? Man, call it hate, call it what you want. I'm not talking about 300,000 BCE where humans migrated to talk about the Moors in Spain. I'm never doing that. That's ridiculous conversation right there. Who the hell says at the Pliocene that and talk about the Moors in Spain because of the color of their skin? It's ridiculous, bro.
Do you want some stuff with God Energy?
Only the community do that. I'm not trying to hear that. He should have never been in 300,000 BCE. It's crazy. Y'all think it's slick. Not me, bro. I think it's nuts. Ask Reggie. Why does this man spend the whole first round in the Pliocene? With Jesus, that is craziness, bro. Chief X was right there. He stayed right there, bro. Y'all just can't handle the truth.
He hot.
And even with all that, it was a tie. Hey, God,
like you want to debate you, God, in there.
Next time you have a debate, hold on, God. No, next time you have a debate at 700 CE, bro, stay at 700 CE, bro. You don't gotta do all the rest of that, yo. When humans migrate from it,
to the root though first. He was going to the root and then bringing it to you.
What root, bro?
What people they were. Do you want to speak with God Energy?
Man, I'm not smoking nothing with the silliness, bro. I'm doing something else.
Because you know he gets smoked.
Whatever, nigga. I'm not doing it. All right? I'm not doing it. Now, let him fight a couple more times. I will beat the brakes off for sure. He's not ready. I seen it. Come on, bro.
We trying to get
Well, let me put it to you like this.
No, don't.
Sounds like a bunch of
Let me put it to
excuses.
you like this.
So
I'm
hold
not.
on. Let me talk to the older guys.
Keep going. Keep talking.
You think it was relevant, yo, to go to 300,000 BCE, bro, in this conversation, yo? How the hell is that relevant, yo? Make some sense. Asal, I'm talking to you, bro. So you got a lot of background chatter, bro. You think it was relevant at 300,000 BCE in a Pliocene, bro, to talk about that? To waste your time for a whole round, dog?
Well, he wanted to make
Are you
sure we
talking to
traced
me?
that DNA primarily, and that's exactly why he did it, so we can get a full run of that DNA, get a full source. Now, for me, like I said, I would have did it a little differently, but he does his thing. He's him. He's not us. So I would have brought the original Poorish out because they are black, and the original Arabians are black, and they're Christian. And they get persecuted to this day. He didn't bring those points out. Yes.
All Unc gotta do.
I did mention that the Quraysh were black and that the Umayyad.
But I mean pictures, though. You feel me?
No. Yeah, you're right. I didn't bring those depictions. No, I stuck with Abu Bakr.
Hey,
Okay,
God, all you need to do is Unc talking all this Google shit. Call him out. Call him out. Make him run. He said he don't want it. Make him run. Let him say it live on the camera. I don't want you. I don't want to debate.
But I know that that's the truth. I already know what the time is. I know from conversing with people where levels are at. And those people know where levels are at. And what's understood doesn't need to be said. And that's how I move. You feel me? We know what the truth is, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
But
But
understand God energy. Just like I called out Brother Lie.
Apostle, you got to be called on. You heard what sa.neter said. Don't
Okay, but I don't need you to check me.
Because I always get shot in the back.
Just like I challenged Brother Lie, because Brother
Lie. You said Brother Lie.
He lied, and he admitted that he lied in support of his brother. He put Islam down in support of his brother. So I challenged Brother Lie, knowing he wasn't going to accept it. Right?
Did he accept, Apostle?
Hell no. Hell, he even said he wasn't going to accept it. Hell no.
All right. Hold on. Let me get Dr. Reggie in here. Dr. Reggie ain't speak yet.
I'm frozen.
Make me proud, Reggie. Make me proud, brother. Come on.
I'm frozen.
No, you're not. We hear you.
Okay. Okay. Technically, God energy definitely won, right? His sources, he definitely showed his sources. Chief X did show indirect sources, right? Definitely. However, the problem is and I do have to say, going back into the earlier periods to talk about skin color and DNA was not necessary for him to make his point, but he wanted to do that. Where I draw the line is that, and it's something that Chief X said that's actually important, right? Is that when African people have a identity problem, we do, right? And it's why we are in the situation that we're in. Can you still hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. The identity problem is the minute that we start glorifying the Moors, right? Then we show our hatred or for the we show that we deserve the condition that we are in, because these groups of people, yes, they were a large amount of them were Black, but they were Arab led, right? You could read Dr. Clarke's invasion of the Arab invasion of Africa with Butler, where he wrote the foreword to, right? So we glorify our own demise, right?
All right, you went out, Reggie.
But just to speak, I preface that. Hold on real quick, because I said something important that speaks to that. Because I said the topic of this debate was about the blackness of the Moors and what we consider Black and or Negro. So I cited that because of the primary evidence, because of the depictions, they 100% fit the category that we distinguish as Black and or Negro. But I also said, by me pointing out their morphological type, I am in no way exonerating them from the negative impact that they had on West Africa. I am in no way exonerating them from their historical context, however negative that may be. The topic was about what color were these dudes? What did they look like? What was their ethnicity? What were their morphological structures? And that's what we spoke on. So I didn't venerate, I didn't idolize anybody. If we're going to talk about who were good Black people and bad Black people in history, this would be a completely different conversation. But I don't want a straw man argument to be presented because my technical information on the debate was, pretty spot on.
Okay, now my question to you, God Energy, was Saint Maurice, who came in 250 through 287 AD, was considered the Moor. So I'm understanding of the Moors emerging in 711. This is 500 years before that, and he was considered from Upper Kemet, Thebes, and he was in the Theban Legion fighting for Rome. but he came in 250. That's like, wouldn't that be 500 years before 7-Eleven or close?
I mean, 100%. And that's why I stuck pigeonhole to the Moors who invaded Spain. Because if we talk about the Moors in Europe, there is an indigenous Moorish identity and history that spans back to the early Greek era. The term Moor comes from moroi and moros, which are Greek and Latin terms, meaning at those times of the Spartans, at those times of Vespasians, there would have been black people walking around that were called the Moors. I mean, I could reference the Germania, Topochrono, Stemata Graphica, Sacra et Profana, that talks about the family von Morsen of Bohemia and their Etruscan origins with the Knights of the Moor, where their family last name, their surname went from Mori, the Greek term, to Mohr, M-O-H-R, to von Morsen. And their family, the Mori, were from, they were allies of Vespasian, the Flavian dynasty. So, and this black family had the surname Mori. Then all the way in the 1700s and 1600s, the von Morsen family still had that surname of Moor. So when we talk about Europe's relationship with the term Moor, there were black Moors in Europe way before Islam even came on the scene, before Christianity came on the scene. There were black people being called Moors in Europe.
Go in on these four slides.
But the topic of the debate were the Moors who invaded Spain, which is why I made slides like this of Abd al-Rahman I. He was of dark complexion, tall, and of noble African bearing, contextualizing that darkness. Right?
I got a question for him,
contextualizing that darkness. Hold on. So this is why I brought in the genetics. This is why I brought in the Paleolithic and the Holocene era, to contextualize that darkness and that blackness, to show that this was Negro/Sub-Saharan blackness that we were talking about, rooted in those Paleolithic times. That's why. Hold on. Go to the ones before this.
Hold on. These are actual pictures.
No, be quiet. Let him. I want him to deal with this photo.
So look, this is from the Encyclopedia Britannica, which breaks down the different types of peoples that were in Arabia. I never said all of Arabia was black. On that second slide there, it says that the Africans were of the Red Sea coastal plains, the Iranians were in the southeastern tip, and the Armenian stock were in the north. Those are those Syrians. But the Africans on the Red Sea coastal plain is important because next slide. It is that very Red Sea coastal plain where the Africans were, where the Qurayshi tribe are from. That's the Hijaz. That's foundational Islam. So that's the significance of the Encyclopedia Britannica saying that the African portion of Arabia was on that Red Sea coastal plain, because that's where Islam is from. That's where the Quraysh is from. That's where Muhammad is from. That's where the Umayyad is from. So that's why that's important. They weren't from the part where the Iranians were. They weren't from the part where the Armenians were. The Umayyad were from the Red Sea coastal plain where all them Africans were, from that Qurayshi tribe that was black, just like one of the brothers said.
There it is.
That's the significance of this.
Picture, man.
Can I ask you a question, God Energy?
Yes, go ahead, brother.
Can you expound on when you was breaking down the genetics of the Berbers and their connection to the Arab nation? Because I know that Chief X was using the Berbers as an example. Can you expound on that?
Yeah, the Oxford source that my presentation started off with said that the majority of the Moors were sub-Saharan African. I could have stopped right there and played that game, but I didn't. People aren't even realizing that I leaned into Chief X's point about this Berber and Arab thing. Oxford University already said that the Moors were primarily sub-Saharan African, full stop. I could have honed in on that, but I didn't even do that. I brushed Oxford aside and I leaned into this Berber and Arab thing. And then when you get into the Berbers and you look at em81.com, they are the ones that put out the article about the Moors and the Maudi, and it is they who brought up the Ibero-Maurutians. It is they who brought up the Capsian peoples, right? It is the very .org website about the Berber haplogroup. That's that one that I referenced. They were the ones who said this story starts in 22,000 BCE with the Ibero-Maurutians. The source brought us there. So I know how everyone's quick to blame God energy and God energy. The sources said this. Take it up with the sources. Ask the sources why, when talking about the Moors, they mentioned the Ibero-Maurutians. Ask the sources why, when they talk about the Moors, they brought up the Capsians. So the genetic evidence in the E haplogroup is very significant because the E haplogroup is a basal African clade. That's its significance. And the E haplogroup is the dominant haplogroup amongst the Berber peoples. So when we're talking about who these Berbers were, it is important to analyze their genetics as well as population movements and demographics. So that's why we went there, because in the research about the genetics of these Berbers, the genetic information said you can't have this conversation without talking about Ibero-Maurutians and Capsian peoples. So it's necessary.
All right. Hey, Brother Lai, did you see the debate? Did you see the debate, brother?
No, I did not, sa.neter.
Oh, so you ain't here to speak on it.
No, the only reason why I'm jumping on now is because I was watching some of the tail end of some of the show now. And I hear Apostle addressing me as Brother Lai.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. Disrespectful, brother.
I'm like, what did I do now, Elder Apostle?
How was it disrespectful?
Your
name, Brother Lai.
Brother
Lai. I challenge you to a big debate, and you reneged.
You said Brother Lai.
I said Brother Lai.
If
Brother
everybody's
Lai.
in the chat, everybody in the
No,
chat,
you
can
said
you
Brother Lai,
one?
Brother Lai. I said Brother Lai. So I never said Brother Lai.
Oh my God, Apostle, man.
Because you lied. And I'm not afraid to say you lied. And when you lied, specifically, you admitted that you disagree with Morpheus information. That Christ is alive.
Are we still on that though, Elder?
That's right. Because that's what I'm expressing. And I expressed that to Brother God Energy, why he should call out even though, just like I called you out, because you said you disagree with Morpheus' statement that Christ is a liar. But you're supporting him because he's your friend. And I told you, based on that and what the Quran say, you put your Quran aside and you lied when you said Morpheus won and knowing that Morpheus lost.
Are you finished, Elder? Because I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah. So you want to come up there and defend your statement? You can. But really, all you got to do is accept my challenge and prove me to be wrong. Because in your Quran, it calls a Messiah.
Hold on, Apostle, hold on for a minute.
Okay.
I don't like when you be lying, man. Here you go. Listen.
But understand God energy. Just like I called my brother Lai.
You got to be called on. You heard what sa.neter said.
Okay, but I don't need you to check me. Just like I challenged Brother Lai.
See?
Because Brother Lai,
he said Brother Lai.
He admitted.
We'll tell a lie and say Brother Lie.
Damn, Apostle, you tried to hold on, brother. You tried to throw it off on me and said I'm the one that said that. Apostle, stop that, man. See the video? I take it back to the video. Damn it, bro.
That's just pronunciation, man. That's all it is. But he did lie. That's what I tell you. The brother put his Islam aside and lied. That's all.
Hey, God Energy, let me say this real quick. God Energy, I'm glad you stayed where you stayed. You know, forget what they talking about. You went back too far and all of that. You had to do that because if you wouldn't have did that, then Chief X would have got you because he would have mentioned that you not really thoroughly proven it. So you did it, but you didn't have to go back to the 17. Yes, you did. You did just what you did. And you kept him in that box where he couldn't get out. Now, if you would have left that out, I'm gonna say it one more time. You wouldn't have went back and was as thorough as you was. You would have gave Chief X a way out and a way to come back at you.
Exactly.
So you did exactly what you were supposed to do. So don't even listen to what they talking about. You didn't have to go into all that. Yes, you did.
Hey, brother lie. I mean, oh damn, man, you got me.
Damn.
Brother lie, my bad, brother. I honestly made that mistake. But how come you ain't see this debate, bro? You watch every debate. This was an awesome debate.
I was actually out on your side of town. I was with my great nephew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was spending time with him and my niece and my sister.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Family. Spending time with family. That's all.
Good thing. But
Hey, I just want to ask the panel real quick, Apostle. Sa used to say that we were the smartest chat in the whole conscious community. I vote that we bring back the voting on who won and who don't.
Nope. No, hell no. Nah. Because people are personality worshipers.
Okay.
See, so if Apostle was to debate somebody, like let's say he was to go up against Cedric, who you think they're gonna say won? They're gonna say Cedric won.
They have never voted. They have never voted for me.
Right.
On this platform.
Oh, yo, Apostle, I gotta tell you what happened today. Don't you know that Elder Yara is getting ready to join my religion?
What do you mean?
Your
religion? He's getting ready to join my religion.
What's your religion?
Realism.
Larry, brother Larry.
Not brother Larry, it's realismism. That's my religion, brother. So let me tell you what Yara did. Yara went on record, and I'm gonna make a clip of it. And he said, man did write the Bible, and man did give God his name, Yahweh. Man is the one that gave God his name because nobody met him, nobody knew him, so it all came from man. He admitted that today on the channel.
I keep telling y'all the Bible is not a book that was written. The Bible is a book that was.
No, I don't care what you told. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. That's what he. Hey, Suntan, am I lying, Suntan?
Nah.
Can we hear it like you showed Apostle? You got it queued up?
Nah.
sa.neter, I'm just gonna say this and then I'm gonna jump off.
Go ahead, brother.
I was watching, like I said, some of the towards the tail end, and I was watching the engagement between God Energy and Unk. It's starting to come across as Unk being the big brother and all the younger brothers from the bomb squad are seen as the little brothers. And because they don't fall somewhat in line of what the big brother wants, which he perceives as being best for them, it's starting to put forth a clash in between the both of them. So with that being the case, I think the best way to resolve the conflict,
debate,
not even just debate, have Unk, whatever the topic is, because I know Unk's probably going to do a show, and I'll be there to watch it as well, to give off whatever topic they're speaking on that you feel that you need to elaborate on, give off your primary, so that way the people in the chat like myself can just go back and do the research for ourselves. So it'll be more productive for us all collectively to learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
sa.neter, can I finish? Because
Yeah, finish, Brother Rezi.
Okay.
Okay.
Hotel. Okay, so
What's up, Sam?
Technicality, God Energy won with primaries, right? Chief X is a great debater in what he does, right? And whatever reason, he wasn't the Chief X that we really know, because he could be really, really nasty, right? To win a debate, right? Okay. Dr. John Henry Clark wrote the book Arab Invasion of Egypt. He wrote the foreword with Butler. Dr. John Henry Clark's world is that there was nothing really positive about the Arab invasion of Africa and the Islamizing of the African, right? Those Africans became Moors, right? Not because they named themselves Moors, but because the Europeans both named them Moors, later named them Blackamoors, right? And the reason why they did that is because the purity of whiteness, which was Christian, right? And so we celebrate, many of us, the Moors and the Black Moors. But the problem is that that conversion, like all conversions, harmed Africa. It harmed Africa. It caused thousands of young Africans from the sub-Saharan to be made eunuchs. I mean, to be deballed and deballed by other Africans. So there is a problem if you look at the Christianization, and it is our oppressor who named us those names, and at the same time beginning to call us black, right, in a derogatory way. The evidence shows that very few of those Moors ever called themselves black. As a matter of fact, they identified with going with their religious lineage, trying to bring their line connected to their father's line, who some of them were Arabs, right, to the Prophet Muhammad, right? And so why are we? This has nothing to do with, yes, God Energy won technically, but historically there is a problem. So when I find, I'm just looking and I just have to ask God Energy, and you want to debate, in my opinion, but where did those people call themselves black and glorified? Because they could ask God Energy. And in the Quran, because in the Quran, there are lots of hadiths and lots of problems with being black. So show me where they glorified, where they called themselves black, not the oppressor, right? Not the oppressor, but they themselves glorified and showed a black reality.
So I actually think you bring up a great point when talking about the Quran and what we find in the Hadith and extra Quranic sources, because these extra Quranic sources and things that talk about blackness versus whiteness in Islam actually come during the Abbasid era. The Abbasid, which was largely Persian, Iranian, and things like that, as opposed to the Hijazi Arab Umayyad Caliphate. So as you know, in the Islamic Civil War, in that changing of the hand between the Umayyad and the Abbasid, that's why the Umayyad had to be preserved in Spain, right? Because they lost control of the Arabian Peninsula to the Abbasid Caliphate. And these Abbasids were more Iranian, they were more white-skinned peoples, right? And that's when you start getting the production of hadiths and tafsirs and things like that, where you do then see this racial hierarchy. That's why Al-Jahiz, right, who is contemporary to that time period, that's why Al-Jahiz's work is so important, because he is proclaiming this blackness. He's speaking up on behalf of this old Arabic blackness that's being infringed upon by these new Iranian Abbasids. Al-Jahiz is writing from this first century of Abbasid rule, right? So this is just one example. And then I would refer to the secondary source of Professor Arnold Toynbee, who said that the Umayyad Caliphate referred to themselves as Swarthi people with a sense of racial superiority, and that the Turkish peoples that they ruled over, they referred to as red or ruddy people with a sense of racial inferiority. Then I followed that up with a primary text that talks about the peoples in this being served amongst the Arabs, and the servant that came was red like a slave. So they associated the red color with servitude. So I even contextualized that. You know what I mean? So I feel like the answer that I just gave pretty much answers your question. And I don't think we are imposing modern wokeism and modern racial tensions onto these peoples, because race has always been a defining factor throughout history, and we can bear that out if we care to look. And I think we do a disservice to history by being squeamish, by thinking that race is a modern thing, and by thinking that the ancient peoples never noticed, spoke about, or embraced race and color.
So the question was,
I mean,
well, wait.
I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead, Reggie.
No, go ahead, brother La. Go ahead.
My pushback on that would be this, and speaking about in regards to the Quran, stating that, making a comparison between hadiths and the actual sunnah. You can't make those comparisons and making it come across as Islam being racist and things of that nature. You can't do that.
I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I did not.
You didn't at all, Ganaji. What I'm saying in regards for Brother Reggie, making those characteristics from the hadiths towards the Sunnah in the Quran and drawing the racial barrier is not there. It doesn't exist.
Well, I can talk to you personally on it.
Nah, Reggie. See, I know that's your brother. Correct him now, brother.
Yeah,
it always got to be some secret lovey-dovey stuff. Correct the brother.
But, I mean, the fact of the matter is,
brother now, Reggie.
The Arab.
Now, Reggie, you were the doctor, man. Let him know.
The Arab invasion of Africa was a brutal conquest. It was basically Aslam Tesla. They started with Egypt, right? Two fronts. They started with Egypt, and then they went down to what they call Nubia, right? And they created the Bach Treaty to slow their intention was to enslave the Africans in the Sudan. They fought back, but there was a contract to give them a certain amount of slaves every year, which the Nubians fought not to fulfill, but they did sign the contract, the Bach contract. So it was about race in the truth of the matter was about race, right?
Yes, sir.
On the other front, and everybody should know about the Bach Treaty and the Nubians and Dongola, right? They should know about that. Now, on the North African front, it was easier for them to conquer. So they conquered groups of people, Amazighi groups of people, right, along North Africa. And they joined the faith or they were murdered, right? And also these groups of people also raped the women. The women raped the women, and the children will look up to their fathers in the religion rather than the indigenous groups of people. That's the truth of the matter, right? It became culture and tradition, and people, it is what it is, but people had no choice. The problem I have with this debate is glorifying something that actually harmed Africa, and it was never us that created those terms, right? It was always the European that created these terms, from Moros to Mori, right? To Moros to Mari to Moors, and then they associated even the pale ones to Moors based on white religious purity, right? And that's in fact what we did. So we were in a situation of a conquest, But then we ourselves, now we look at what Europeans are the ones who want to highlight the blackness of the Moors. Why? Based on against the white purity of Europeans. And so it's a double-edged sword. Right. I just want to close. Double-edged sword. God Energy did a very precise and very good primary source against what Chief X actually is used as far as the pictures and stuff. But there's a bigger issue that we can talk about later. That's why, last question. That's why we can have Black Hebrews. So every time they want to every time that they want to convert our people, every time they want to convert our people, now it's always glorifying now the Black Hebrews, the Black Christians, right? The Black.
All right, hey, Reggie, when are you and Morpheus coming on tomorrow? What time?
Oh, early. Morpheus is just want to punch Apostle back.
He want to still beat Apostle up, man. Try to get Apostle.
No, because it's not finished. Because that's the problem.
He's desperate. He's desperate to clear his name.
Apostle went on.
All right,
hold on the channel first.
No, Morpheus went on 3 times. No, Morpheus went on 3 times before I went on.
Now, who did Reggie say won though? I missed it. Hey Reggie, who you say won? Did you pick somebody?
Oh yeah, he picked Morpheus.
No, I ain't talking about.
He picked God Energy.
Oh, he said God Energy won.
Why'd you pick God?
But I made my comments about it, and I do agree with some points about he didn't have to go deep into time to make the point. The point
Right.
is
But you know what? Let me say this real quick, yo. What I don't like is when people say, "I'll give it to Chief X," or "I'll give it to God."
Yeah,
but he ain't had to go in. You can't tell a debater what they can go in on.
No, it's the fact.
No, let me finish. That's the last thing you should do, because everybody is not you. People ain't gonna be who you are. And I'm not saying you, Reggie. I'm saying the person. People got their own goddamn.
And I said
they want to do. Hold on, brother. People got their own way of how they want to do things that make them feel comfortable. So when we say, "Oh, I'll give it to God Energy," but you know what? You ain't had to go back there, and you ain't had to do. He did what he had to do. You gave it to him, right? You gave him the win, right? So
Okay,
you ain't got to do all that other stuff, man. That's the crazy part.
Understand what I gotta say?
Yeah, I heard what you said.
Okay, so here.
And I give it to God Energy, but he didn't do it the way I would have did it.
Right.
Hey, shut up with your dress on, with your little skirt
Yeah,
on.
it's all right.
Shut up.
Come on,
Let me say this.
You
Let me say this. It doesn't change with your costume on. It doesn't change, right, with your mixed costume with the kufi and the
all right, Reggie, come on,
it
bro.
doesn't change.
I would like to respond.
Wait, it does not change. My problem is making these Moors black does no service to African people when you look at what happened to them.
All right, hey Reggie, go ahead, God Energy.
Thank you. And I'd also preface my presentation by saying, because we are having this admittedly anachronistic conversation, and me and Chief X had already agreed to have this type of anachronistic conversation where we are superimposing our racial views on these peoples, speculating that would we be able to call these people Black/Negro, adhering to a colloquial jargon that me and Chief X adhere to today, superimposing that on this demographic for historiographical means. You're completely right about that. And me and him had already agreed to that aspect of it. So we're engaging in what we agreed to engage in, which is the anachronism of calling them Black/Negro. To your accurate observation. The second point though, about them not calling themselves Black, I have no problem with that, right? And this has been an ongoing conversation, that's been happening, and I see that, you know what I mean? But I forgot what my second point was going to be, you know what I mean? But I have no problem saying that we are agreeing to this anachronistic labeling of them that they might not have necessarily called themselves. That's fine. That doesn't disprove or prove anything, you know?
All right.
You might have wanted to touch on the fact that you're not glorifying it.
You there, brother?
Oh yes. I started my presentation by saying, because we are engaging in this intellectual exercise, I am not exonerating the Moors from the negative effect that they had on Black people in West Africa. This is now my third time saying that, brother Reggie. I said it during the debate and I said it during this follow-up, that us talking about and identifying them as Black, what their racial affinity might be, is not glorifying it. The same way anyone can talk about the Romans having an Indo-European root language and heritage without glorifying the Romans. And if it's okay for Europeans to talk about the Romans, the Roman civilization, the Roman people down to their Indo-European steppe pastoralist ancestry R1A haplogroup, then so can I, and so can we. Because everyone is talking about race, genetics, phenotypes, and specifically race, Blackness, and whiteness. That's what, and we don't have to be ashamed for doing that either, or feel like we're being too racist.
God energy. I think basically, God energy. I think basically what it, and I'm just listening to you speak and listening to everybody engage with you in conversations. What is coming across now, and I'm starting to get the clarity of it, is this: you may be a little too intellectual at times, and with Unc and other brothers that come on in the panel, they just want you to dumb down a little bit to be able to speak to different people.
Never dumb down. Pull up the brother. Never bend down and go to their level.
Okay, well, I'm not. I'm just,
all right, hold on, everybody. Hold on. Chief X been waiting in the wind. He been listening.
I know. I will just respond to that one point, right? So the point is, God energy, is that it wasn't the indigenous people that called themselves any of those names. That's my point. These are names that were put on them for the purity of whiteness. They put the term Blackness. They put the term Moor. They put the term Moros. They put the term Black Moor. Okay, that's all I want to say.
All right, Chief X, I know you've been listening. And Unc is the one that's in here trying to defend you. You know.
So let's be clear. So I hear what Unc is saying, but me and Unc has beef. We've been having issues for last.
Y'all don't have no beef, man.
Well, okay, well, we don't have beef. We don't get along. So Unc is not going to outright say Chief X won, although what he's saying is Chief X won. But he's not going to outright what he said. He's going to stick to his guns, what he said before it was a tie. Me and Reggie don't vibe at all. Reggie cussed me out. He can't stand me. So he's going to help God Energy. Let me be clear and get this panel on record, because we hear what you're saying. Let me be clear. I've been in this conscious community since 1992. Flashpoint Nation of Islam. Then I flipped and started studying ancient Egypt with Ashra Kwesi here in Los Angeles. I know for a fact, and everyone in this panel knows for a fact, you guys have not touched this thing I'm about to say. You're tap dancing around it because you know it's real. Not one time ever since 1992 have I heard Black folk say, or conscious communities say, that Black folk was enslaving Black folk in the Arab slave trade. I've never heard that in my life.
I agree with you on that. We didn't.
I've said it.
No, hold on. Hold on. Who said they agree?
I did. Rakufa. We ain't saying that on a major level. Individuals might.
It has happened.
Yeah, hold on. Okay. Now.
Can I respond?
Hold on. No, let me finish. Let me just say. I haven't even said what I'm gonna say yet. Don't get nervous. Relax. Because everyone knows I'm about to make a great point, and they're gonna want to cut it so it won't be real. Let's be real for a second, because hundreds and thousands of people are listening to y'all. I done got 5 phone calls that I can't believe that they're saying this now, Chief X.
Let's bring it out.
You know there's been an Arab slave trade, and the Arab slave trade coincided with Arabs crossing North Africa and invading and conquering Spain and Iberian Peninsula. You know this. I've never heard in my life until today that you guys are calling all these Arabs who enslaved sub-Saharan Africa black folk. And he doubled down and said these black Arabs who have sub-Saharan elements enslaved black folk. Are you guys saying Arabs and Syrians are black in 2026? Because this is new to me.
Chief X, can I answer
Hold on,
that?
let me just, I have to do this real quick. Because I can't believe the disingenuousness of this panel and people in the comments knowing that has never been a narrative ever. Stop that. The Arab slave trade was not about black folk from Arabia and Syria crossing North Africa enslaving other black folk. It's never been about sub-Saharan Africans enslaving sub-Saharan Africans. It's been the Arab slave trade, and every black person I know since 1992 been shooting fire on Arabs for the Arab slave trade. They have never been calling them black. I don't know how y'all are flipping today because you're in your emotions and you want to trick the audience and act like our God energy made some points. You are committing what they say ifset. You're committing shirk right now. Stop this cap, y'all. The Arab slave trade were Arab people that we know of today, the Arab Emirates people in Egypt.
That's
in
true.
Saudi Arabia, they were enslaving a different people, not their own people.
Go get
Why
your
would you
thing
guys get up here and teach today that Arab people who were black were enslaving their own black people? Egyptian name. You're not going
Not me.
Except Yara. But Yara is in the same boat. Not Yara. Elder
Apostle.
Yara. Apostle is in the same boat as these Egyptian
Apostle got
maniacs.
an Egyptian name too.
Yeah, he's in the same boat. Right. He's in the same boat with Egyptomaniacs. Egyptomaniacs. Hold on. He's in the same boat because he thinks Israel is black, and Israel was a colony of ancient Egypt. They're neighbors, right?
Yeah, hold on. Apostle do have a Kemetic name when you go deep into the name.
No, it's not.
Man, be quiet, brother. Damn. It is. You just don't understand. And I know my brother Asar would understand. When you look at Akhenaten is equivalent to apostle. It's the same thing.
Apostle is not a name.
Man, be quiet, brother. What the fuck is wrong with your mind, man? There's one thing that you're missing that God didn't give your ass, and that's discipline. That's discipline. God damn, I hate to do this with you all the time. If somebody's trying to get a point out and teach, you always got to overtalk. Just wait. You know I'm going to let you respond. God damn. You know I'm going to let you respond. God energy, go ahead, man. He ain't going to let me get it out.
Peace, brother. I would like to bring up the Hutu and the Tutsi, right, and their beef and conflict with each other. That what Chief X is implying is that it is unthinkable that two groups of people with the same skin color could enslave each other. But from the example of black on black crime in America and the Hutu and the Tutsi, just as a random example, people of the same skin color, oftentimes with almost identical phenotypes, can go as far as to genocide each other. You know what I mean? So what is your premise here implying that because I am proving that those Arabs were black with Negro ancestry and Negro phenotypes, that they could not have enslaved continental Africans such as the Sudanese and Dinka type of East Africa or any of the Western Bantu? Your premise is fallacious. Hold on. Just hold on, brother. I'll let you scream and yell, right? Are you also implying that the Oyo had no hand in enslaving the Dahomey during the transatlantic slave trade because they were of similar skin color and of similar ethnic stock, right? So are you using black on black crime as a disqualifier? Are you suggesting there was no way that this could have been an incidence of black on black crime and one group in power simply oppressing another group who does not have power? Actually, I think you are foreign to the concept and history of slavery, whereas slavery usually always happens with two groups that share most likely genetic and morphological affinities with each other first. Then, under the pretense of empires and nations and that type of conquest, do peoples of different phenotypes come into contact with each other. So the first peoples to enslave each other looked exactly alike, which is different from what I am saying about those Arabs, because those black Arabs with Negro phenotypes were not synonymous or the same as, say, the Nuba and Dinka and East African and Nilo-Saharan peoples that they were enslaving. So I don't care if I am the first person to teach you about this. Just because I am the first person to teach you about this does not make this a non-factor, does not make this something that is different. So I don't care who never had the heart to tell you in the past that, yes, Black people killed other Black people. Yes, Black people enslaved other Black people. I don't care. For 20 years, no one has had the heart to tell you. Your brother God Energy is here to do that. And I am someone who often does educate people about things they've never heard of their entire life. That also is not foreign, because we all can learn a random fact from anyone any day. So you are also implying that there is no way you could have ever heard a new fact today.
Damn, that deserves a bomb. That deserves a bomb.
That deserves a bomb, man.
I mean, he just murdered him again.
Cap,
Just murdered him again.
Can you hear me, sa.neter?
Yeah, yo, let him speak. Let's see if I speak, yo.
Quiet, y'all. Capping in the motherfucking background. Stop.
Nigga, watch your language.
We just got on. Hold on. We just got on record. God Energy claiming Black folk enslave other Black folk. He said this. He never proved the Arabs were Black. Stop this lie. This is something he touting and wants you to think and believe. You niggas have to stop this bullshit. It is sad and egregious. And the people who called me couldn't believe that you guys have flipped. Just because you prefer him to win and you have biases that now Black people enslave Black people. It wasn't Arabs enslaving Black people. And Arabs are the same ethnicity as us. All them people, the Umayyad dynasty, which jumped off in Syria, they're all Black. This is what y'all are saying. You're saying Syrians, the Umayyad dynasty.
That's not what I said.
Hold on. You're saying Syrians, because I made the point and showed that the Umayyad dynasty was Syrian-based. And they are the ones who first invaded Spain. That's a fact. You cannot come back and say Black people invaded Spain. It makes no sense. It's deceit and lies. Black folk did not enslave Black folk, and Arab are not Negroids. It's ridiculous that this entire panel is this deceitful and immoral with no integrity. It's crazy. I got you niggas all on a panel, and I'm about to go deeper in this tomorrow. And we're going to, me and Ngozi, matter of fact, because Ngozi wanted to come up on here and check all this bullshit you niggas on the panel was lying about.
What am I lying about?
Arabs and Syrians are not Black folk. Those are the people who conquered Spain initially. Later on, they took on some rare people. Reggie told you about the back treaty. I was the first one to start teaching about the back treaty when them Arabs who invaded Egypt started getting Nubian slaves and Sudanian slaves. They didn't get no Egyptian slaves. They got Sudanian slaves and Nubian slaves. They called them black folk. They didn't call nobody in North Africa or Egypt black. Sudan means land of the blacks. Arabs was getting black folk, not their own people. Let's not rewrite history on March, on April, January, February, March. On April 4th, 2026, we are not going to rewrite history just because you niggas is emotional. Arabs are not Negroids. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, but from the Encyclopedia Britannica, it points out how Africans were settled on the Red Sea coastal plain of Arabia, while Iranians were on the southeastern tip, while Armenian types were in the north. And it is those Armenian types that you're talking about who were dwelt in Syria. And when the Umayyad, the Qurayshi Umayyad, when they traveled from the Hijazi region, which is the Red Sea coastal plain where all those Africans were, per the Encyclopedia Britannica, then after leaving the Hijazi region, they formed their capital in Damascus, Syria, right? But you are completely incorrect by implying that the Umayyad peoples were from Syria and were Syrians. The Umayyad were not Syrians. They were Hijazi. The Umayyad were not Syrians. They were of the Qurayshi tribe of the Hijaz, right? And who did Encyclopedia Britannica say were settled on the Red Sea coastal plain in the Hijaz? The African population of Arabia. So
can you
I
show
completely
that?
contextualized the different groups that were there. I also never, I also hold on real quick to whoever's talking. Just let me land my plane real quick.
Want you to show the source.
I also never said that Syrians were black. I specifically said the Armenians were the ones in the north in Syria. So the brother also came up here and misquoted me, and that's putting it nicely.
No, I just want to. I just want you to show the source that they were Africans in Britannia, because you did say that. So now it's just an issue of, can you please just show the source, not imply, just a direct
the slide.
All.
The slide is slide number, I don't know what, but it's in the Arabian portion. If sa.neter feels like bringing the presentation back up, I could clearly identify the slide for you, because I spoke nothing that wasn't already on the slide. And I even repeated that, Chief X had to address the sources. That's why the sources brought up the Ibero-Maurutians and Capsians of the Holocene and Neolithic era. That's why I spoke about that.
What number?
So it would be 30-something. I'm sure it would be 30-something. It's right there. It's right there. That's the slide. That's the slide you're looking for right there, Brother Reggie.
See? All right. So it says, direction outside Africa, the view that sought to visualize all Arabians as a single race has never been valid. The oldest evidence indicates the presence of Africans in the Red Sea coastal plain. That's fine, right? So there were Africans.
That's all I said.
Right? Iranians in the southern tip of the peninsula and the peoples of Armenia. So you sourced it. So that's fine. As long as you say something and you have the source, that's fine. Right?
Yes, sir.
That doesn't mean that they were all Africans. Means that I just got to look at that source and look at that source in the whole. So what's the title of it? Let me pull it up. Give me the title, sa.neter. Give me the title of it.
Come on, Reggie. I ain't bringing
it. It's in Encyclopedia Britannica under Arabian peoples subsection ethnic groups.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. You got you.
Hey, God Energy. I shot my number in the back. When you get a chance,
I love my brother Reggie, man. I love my brother.
Yes, sir.
You heard me, God Energy. And the reason I brought that up because I got something to deal with the Aksumite and the pre-Arabic Ethiopian Semite, African Semite, the Tigrians and the Amharic enslaving indigenous black people in that region. That they were Muslim, they were Hebrews, they were Christians, and they were enslaving the African people, calling them Baria, like they call them Abib in Arabia. So this started in Africa, brother. Then it went across over to Arabia and the Hebrew. They picked up on the Afro-Semites disdain for indigenous African black Africans, and it keep going. It's just down the hill. It's a, what they call it. It rolls downhill, man.
All right. So brother La, are you going to consider, because you left off when Apostle first challenged you, are you going to consider going one-on-one with the Apostle? Bible versus Quran, which one is better for our people to follow today?
Bible verse in the Quran. What would be the type? I mean, you're just gonna say the Quran and the Bible?
Y'all come up with a title. You come up with one. You know what Apostle teach.
I don't.
You don't know what Apostle? Come on, brother.
I don't.
All right, Apostle. You know what Brother La teach. What would be your title?
Garbage.
Huh?
That compared to the Bible, Quran is garbage. And don't need it.
Come
it
on.
only repeats what the Bible says.
No, you got to get it.
See now, Apostle.
You got to get a more intellectual title, Apostle.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
And this
I
is
would
why I said
challenge you on rather what the Bible says about Christ, whether it's true or not, since he agrees with Morpheus.
Once again, I'm going to reiterate what I said. I said my views. I'm never going to speak about Esau in a disrespectful manner at all. I said this from the beginning. Did I not?
Yes, you did. Yes, he did.
My views are not the same as Morpheus's. They're not the same. I've said it from the beginning, and I still stand on it.
So I'm gonna ask you, if that's be the case, did Morpheus prove that Christ was a liar?
You boxing him in, Apostle. You boxing him in, Apostle.
No, I'm cool with him boxing me in. In regards to dealing with the Torah, we're talking about the Torah. The way he
I'm not talking about the Torah. I'm talking about the Bible. No, it's about the Bible.
He asked you a specific question, Brother La. He asked you a straight, specific question.
Is what Morpheus said, that Christ was a fraud and a liar. Is that true?
From my perspective, and I'm going to reiterate once again, I do not agree with what Morpheus said.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you said Apostle one.
Will you agree with that? That Morpheus was indeed wrong.
What I'm going to say once again, and if I'm allowed to speak, the Bible and the Torah was spoken about. The compilement of all the books and the completion of all the books is what I perceive as the Quran, which is the best out of all of them.
That's not my question.
And I'm answering from a Muslim standpoint.
No, I'm asking you. You said Morpheus won. So I'm asking you, by what measure, all right, did Morpheus win? Using the Bible, did he prove that Christ was a fraud and a liar?
Come on, Brother La. He got you.
He doesn't have me, sa.neter. And I'm going to reiterate once again. From the scripture that he wrote, that he brought forth from your book, he proved it to be so.
How? Because your book is but an extension of my book. Your book says what my book says.
You in dangerous waters, Brother La. You're walking in dangerous waters.
That's a lie. It's a
being faithful, and you're not being
revelation, Apostle. You know
you're
that.
not being faithful, and you're not being.
All Apostle got to do now. All Apostle got to do now, Brother La, is throw a live wire in the water, brother.
No,
you're not being faithful.
You're walking on water, Brother La.
You're not being faithful, and you're not being truthful based on your own book.
He got a kufi and a skirt on his head. And he's
I don't
being
believe
very-
Apostle
Reggie,
got
Reggie, don't do that to him. Don't do that to the elder.
Yeah,
Don't do that to the
come on,
elder,
Reggie, man. Yeah.
Respectfully. Don't do that to the elder.
I don't
What
have
I'm
no
going to say,
on my
elder,
head. Okay, that's not a skirt. With your dumb ass up.
What is it?
It ain't a skirt. It's called a cleat. It ain't a skirt.
It looked like a. It looked like a
All
bottom
right,
skirt.
Reggie, hold on, man. You don't need to help Brother Lie. You got to chill, Reggie.
Yeah,
Why
that's
you
why I
doing,
said
man?
when I beat Morpheus, I already beat Reggie.
Sunday, tomorrow, we'll find out.
Yeah, you got to find out tomorrow. Shit already dusted. You lied about the
Hold on. No, hold on. Brother Lie, are you going to take him up on his offer, brother?
Brother,
Let him talk, Apostle. Let him talk. Let him talk, Apostle.
what it basically is boiling down to is this, Apostle. If you would mind having an engagement and a conversation, by all means, I will. I would have an engagement.
I want to debate. I want to help you get paid. I want to get paid.
Apostle, do you honestly believe I need money?
I don't need money.
I don't need no money from no Cash App. I don't even have a Cash
Yeah,
App.
we can do this for free. We can do this for free, bro.
I don't. It's not. I understand what you're doing, sa.neter. What I'm saying to you, sa.neter, clear as day is this: I'm not debating the apostle. I'm willing to have a conversation with him. That's
All right,
all.
we can have a discussion.
Nothing more.
Freedom is saying, "Do it, Brother Lie. Do it, Brother Lie." See, Freedom is saying, "What is Brother Lie afraid of Apostle?"
Yeah, he's afraid.
Not at all, Elder.
You damn right he's afraid. And
Elder, bless your heart, Elder. Bless your heart. I'm not afraid, brother.
And he
All right.
be free.
So tomorrow, y'all want to have this sit down, a discussion?
No, Morpheus has his show coming on tomorrow.
What? We can do two shows.
What I'm saying to you is this: with the show that's coming on tomorrow, it's going to be more so in depth to alleviate all this back and forth. Now, if you use it there after the show comes on, hold on. Now, hold on. Now, see, I'm gonna get closer, and I'm going to tell you. After the information is presented that Morpheus is going to present, if you choose to want to go on in depth with this conversation between you and I in regards for the Torah and the Quran, I would oblige you, sir.
All right, Apostle, do you see what's going on? That right there is telling you, Apostle, that Brother La, Brother Reggie, and hold up, Brother La, Brother Reggie have conspired against you to take you
Not at
down.
all.
He already
know what Morpheus is going to bring because they are all in conclusion together. So when I beat Morpheus, and I did, I beat Lie and I beat Reggie. And that's why they so butthurt.
No. Why do you use words like that? You're supposed to be a Christian.
They always try to clown.
You're supposed to be a Christian. You're an imposter and convert.
They always try to clown.
Ain't nobody butthurt.
Reggie,
No,
don't
no.
even.
Said, hey, Lie, you're dealing with a treacherous person who's trying to push his faith, right? His ideas. He's a treacherous, costume-wearing person that you called an elder. But this is why black people are so messed up, because of people with him. Because when you
It's
show
only
him,
a word of endearment and respect, bro. That's all it is. Call him an elder. That's all it is for me, Reggie. I don't know that man.
Yeah, but I don't. Listen, he's 10 years older than me. He's not proved that he's elder. He's not graceful, right? He has no discipline. He got to be put in the background.
Nigga, you ain't got none of you.
All right, stop. Reggie, stop this, brother. Just please stop this, man. Because you ain't going to get in the ring with him. You're going to come up with an excuse.
I don't respect him. I don't
Why
respect
not?
what he's doing. Because
Why not? You act like he slept with your girl or something, Reggie.
Hey, be careful, sir.
No, no. I said you act like he slept with your woman or something, brother. The way you treating my brother Apostle. Me and Apostle have arguments and fights all the time, but I have no goddamn hate in my heart for this brother. I love Apostle, man. I got love for Apostle.
But that's
I ain't got no damn hate for him.
I ain't gotta
I
be
don't have
like
any
you.
hate for him either. That's why when you
And
ask me,
and that's why I get mad when I see other people trying to beat him up. I'm right on his side. I'm with him.
no, but in
Nobody
the
gonna do
same,
all that.
no, but no,
I'm getting-
Sa.neter, but in the same token, this is why I said before, after the conversation that transpired after the show, for the after show for the debate, I said in the most respectful way, the HOK, the House of Consciousness, and the House is perceived as the Colosseum collectively.
Yes.
And you will think that's being Caesar.
Yeah. Yeah, but that doesn't deal with the
Hold on. But with that being the case, there's going to be a certain aptitude of respect and security for Apostle because he's seen as the court jester.
Off of this YouTube, Apostle is a hell of a good brother. Off YouTube. He only gets like that and turned up when people come out him and attack him. You know that. He don't attack.
And that's why. And
Sa.neter,
what do I always say? Please don't let the elder get angry with a point where his blood pressure goes up and things of that nature. Because I
ain't going up. I got perfect blood pressure.
I just don't. Elder, what I'm just saying is, sir, is this. I just don't.
Excuses, man. Those excuses, Apostle. It's probably better than yours.
Right?
Look better.
You gotta respect him. He disrespect you, Lyle.
Damn, they look
better. You call you a religion, dirt, right? He knows everything about the religion because he's pushing his confused religion. And you always give him grace. Shout out to you, good brother.
Hold on, man. Oh, snap. There go my sister in the building. I ain't even see her. Latoya, my aunt. Damn, I ain't see you in a minute, Queen. Good to see you. Good to see you, Latoya. All right. Come on, man. Let's get it, man. Hey, Revelation, I might need you to make Reggie get up out of here. Get in here, Revelation.
I don't blame you, Moses 777, because I done whipped you too. What are you talking about?
He just whipped everybody, huh? You whipped everybody. You got it about it.
Hey, but let's get 100 with Apostle. And
I haven't whipped you yet, brother.
You see,
notice I can
the old dude Grace, right?
Hold on, y'all. Revelation, I need you to get up in here, man. I need you to get up in here. Make Reggie run, bro. Get up in here, make Reggie run, Revelation.
God
Need you up in here.
Yo.
Come on, Revelation. Hit the link. Get Reggie up out of here, Revelation. You know he run when you come through.
Man, you put me back on the stage. I ain't got to interrupt.
Come on, Revelation. Click the link. We about to close, Revelation. Just come on in and get some sparring time real quick. Go ahead, Reggie. Go ahead, man.
No, it's simple. It's a great, listen, it was a great debate. And I don't want to turn too much out of that, but when you have other people coming in, what we want to know is what people thought about this debate, and it turned it to something else, right? But my point about it is no reason for African people to glorify and love Moors, right? Whatsoever, right? Because they didn't do anything positive for African people. And then it also leads to other converts, like one with the kufi in the skirt on his head, right?
You always gotta take a shot at Apostle, man. Me and Suntan ain't gonna let you do that, Reggie.
Go on in your apartment. Go on in your apartment, man, and leave me the hell alone.
Reggie, I see you want to beat up on you're trying to beat up on the elder. Get one of these young boys up in here, Reggie. Bang on them.
Well, I just in this course I did talk to God Energy, and he made his point, and I don't have a point, but to the rest of the people, I'm talking to everybody. We got to, in these times and days, we can't glorify even African people that did harm to our people, leading to the condition that we are in.
everybody owes us reparations, right? And so we have to look into history to show, especially these religions, right? They all owe us reparations, right? Because they all have harmed us. And so it's preposterous for us to go back and dress up like the same ancient people that enslaved our people or create rules that would be used to enslave our people. It's like Halloween.
You know what, Reggie? That's so sad, man. The truth of the matter is this, though, Reggie, and you can't stop it. Our ancestors were Moors. Our ancestors were Hebrews. Our ancestors were Kemetic. It was all of that. They was all of that and some. Our
ancestors were Hebrews.
Why you can't?
You can't do that.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, let me listen to you.
So you're talking about there was no Hebrews on the planet, brother?
I'm saying that Crawley and F.S. Cherry just declared that they were themselves were Israelites.
I don't give a shit about Crawley or F.S. Cherry.
Show me prior to that they were Israelites.
And this is why I said, this is why I emphasize to everyone, please show forth any information before Cherry.
Yeah, show me before.
Are you serious? All I gotta do is show you the Bible.
We were calling ourselves
Are you serious?
Sir, we were calling ourselves Christians.
Right,
we
but
were
also
calling ourselves Israelites.
Yeah, we all did that.
Right?
We all did that, but God Energy just proved he don't need you, Reggie. He just did a hell of a job. He ignored your offer because he don't need you.
Well, my offer was valid and still stands, and I made my point after the point. Because they didn't call themselves Moors. The Europeans called themselves Moors.
Yeah, right.
They call themselves Moors. So go read a book. It's getting late, Apostle, 11:18. Go read the
I read many books. I got a book right now on my bedside.
Ain't you on Passover or something like that? Are you fasting? Eat your little leavened bread or something like that.
Hey, let me ask you, Reggie, I gotta ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
Why you hate Apostle so much, man? Because I burned him. Let him tell me. Let him speak, brother.
Well, I think, sa.neter, I have a long history of dealing with converts, right? Imposters. And so I don't mind their personal faith or who they are when they start projecting it. I've been out in the street with you, right? We've done experiments showing people, is this Jesus, the white man, or is this Jesus, the black man, right? I've been with you on several experiments, right?
Right.
It's just a condition of the mind of our people to try to wake them up. But then when you have these groups of people, because you are exceptionally nice to the Hebrews and the Christians, so they see this platform as theirs to continue to convert our people, right? And lose, right? But they continuously try to do this, and even you get tired of it and have to show their hypocritical scriptures to them. But they keep coming back because it's the only audience that they have. What would they do without you, sa.neter? What will they do without your platform, right? But they lose all the time. But they become our audience, but we just use them as punching bags. So
brother Moses 777 have a response to you, Reggie. It's on the screen. You can read it.
Yeah. Just tell why does Mr. Moses always use this European patriarch James Strong?
Yeah, read it, Reggie.
Leave God energy alone. I'm not dealing with God energy. The brothers who did the work of our ancestors. Well, my problem is glorifying the Moors, which he really did not do. But the fact of the matter, that's problematic. His path is not the same as yours. Stay in your lane and let the brother stay in his. And that's
perfect information.
And that's
I'm
fine.
gonna leave Moses 7 alone.
And that is fine. But I am.
Where you at, Revelation? Where you at, bro?
I'm a long-term member of this platform, and I have done good when none of you people were around. So that's fine. You're here now. That's fine. But in the early days in the streets, and listen, standing out on the streets toes down. Very few of you have been able to do that. We would like for you to do it, but you ain't got no history of doing it, right? And look, if for example, if Apostle dealt with our brother, what's our brother? Realism. What's his name?
Brother Larry.
Larry would destroy Apostle on camera. I mean, it would be.
But you won't.
sa.neter,
But
brother
you
Larry
won't. Not with reading the blue letter backwards. Not with calling the Mishnah the book of Genesis, with your dumb ass self. Now, you won't destroy me. Hell with Larry.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with nobody that's
You always putting forth other people's names.
I'm not debating nobody that's stirring on his head in the
Other people's shoulder. Stand on your own feet.
Elder, you're so confused. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow with your kufi and your.
Yeah, I got on a kufi. I can afford a kufi. I'm sitting in my 4-bedroom, $18,000 for 18,000 foot square house. Okay, with 2 acres of land that I own. See,
come on, keep talking with the silver coin.
None of that. That's why you always on sa.neter channel begging for money. And when people don't give you what you think you deserve, you talk bad about them. You try to complain and make them feel bad.
You got your cash app up, right?
It's like those drunk ass preachers. You try to guilt people into giving to you, and you do it,
Come on,
man.
sa.neter, let's just end it. I'm gonna go, man. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, we're gonna end this right now. Let me,
All this back and forth about brother.
all right, hold on, brother.
Arguing about talking about back and forth about money, like.
Yeah, hold on.
I didn't say that, Rob. Don't put that on me.
No, I didn't
Don't put
say
that on me.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, y'all. God energy, you there?
I bought everything that I wear.
Hold on, Apostle. Hold on. All right, God energy ain't there. Let me let you close out, brother Lot. Close out, and then I'm gonna let Reggie close out, and then Apostle, of course. I'm gonna go around the board. You got 1 minute. Everybody get 1 minute. Close it out.
As I said before, after tomorrow's show,
note. Everybody on a positive note. Close out.
I'm always going to be on a positive note, sa.neter.
I know.
Always. Peace and blessings to you all and your families. Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You know, one thing about black people, right? When they become Muslims, they out-Arab the Arab. They begin to speak Arab better than the damn Arab and shit. Brother La is a convert, Brother Reggie, but you never say that. You never say Brother La is a convert. You never say Morpheus was a convert. Why is that, Dr. Reggie? Close out on that. Close out.
Because in fact, they are. That's a fact.
But you never say it.
But they don't do harm. See, the difference is that.
What you mean? What you mean they don't do harm?
Allah does not come on pushing his faith. He shows his faith. These other evil people, they don't show anything good, right? So Allah doesn't push his faith; he shows it. But these evil people over here, they show who they are, right? They lie, right? Even when you show them the truth, they continue to lie. Right?
You know why, Reggie?
Yes, sir.
Because they trying to fight back as best they could, because we attacked their faith. We attacked their Bible. So what you expect them to do, Reggie? Just roll over and die? Or do you expect a good fight coming back at you? I expect them to fight back.
But you say, but in the same token, it's not.
Wait 1 second. On King on Trial, they had a whole team to attack us, right? We didn't attack them. We just defended ourselves, and they still lost, right? They thought they had it good. They have always been attacking us, calling us Hamites, pagans, all of these disrespectful, and they don't even know their book. So what we do is we're supposed to turn the cheek. I ain't turning no damn cheek for no convert who dresses up, who tries to push their faith. I ain't doing it, right? And so I'm going to tell them the truth of history. So I'm not going to be a lamb with these people. right? I'm gonna show how ignorant they are. But me and you, we different, but you do it the same way. You're a good teacher of mine, right? So you do it too. You just look like the nice face. I'm not the nice face. Peace. That was my closeout.
What you was going to say, brother Lau? You was going to say, sa.neter, you just did what?
No, what I was going to say is this. I'm just looking forward to tomorrow's show. That way we can elaborate more so on what's going to actually be said between me and the elder apostle.
Damn, man, you must know it's going to be some explosives tomorrow, bro. Damn, you got inside information, huh?
No inside information. just more so just from myself, as well as Morpheus having an ability to read as well as write Hebrew.
Okay. All right. So, 7 Asar, close out, man. 7 Asar.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Close us out, brother.
I just want to say that one thing I do, man, and I know you said you wanted to end this on a positive note, and I'm going to end it on a positive note. But I have to say, I'm going to always keep it 100, sa.neter. Even when you push your narrative and you want to control the narrative, I'm going to keep it 100 all the time. And I'm not going to express what I want to say on here right now. I'll save that for another day because I want to leave it on positive. And the great job that our brother God Energy had did, and the great debate between Chief X and God Energy. It was a good debate. But God Energy did one of the best jobs that I've seen on here, especially for a newcomer, and one of the best jobs I've seen on here for people who's actually debated on here numerous times. He did better than them. And when we saw the biasness of the people who just doesn't like him, right? We can tell where there's intellectual honesty and when people are just into their feelings. I have to say that I use 99% of the time on here, I'm using my intellectual honesty. I'm not using my feelings. I'm not biased to people. I'm biased to the facts. So if you don't present facts or sources that actually prove what you have to say, then I'm gonna go either way, right? And I think that we need to exercise more of that on here and actually point out the people who don't do that. I think it's good to point out the hypocrites and the hypocrisy and the people who are intellectually dishonest. Don't let them get away with it, right?
All right.
Let's hold them accountable. It's the toughest environment to be in. So I'll land it right there.
Rock Kufu.
Yeah. I didn't know God Energy. You still here?
No.
Oh, you gone? Okay. Yes. It was a good debate. God Energy did good. And just I'm waiting on the next one now. And other than that, everybody, chill out, take a chill pill. We're gonna go through it all the time, but just try to figure a way. It's gonna work itself out. And don't even try to figure it. Don't let it'll work itself out. Because everybody on here tonight talking this stuff to each other. 3 nights ago, we was all ha ha kiki. We love each other. So just chill out and let the day go by. Peace to the family.
All right. Cam Netter.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm glad if Reggie had a misunderstanding of what God Energy was saying, as far as him thinking he was trying to glorify the Moors, which he wasn't, and Reggie did say that he did not do that. That was, I appreciate Reggie coming back to say that. And I don't think God Energy went too far with using the DNA and going back as far as he felt like he needed to cover all the bases to make sure he didn't leave no little low-hanging fruit for people to try to pick at later. I felt like he covered all the bases and he did a good job, man. We're just gonna leave it at that.
All right. I saw him call. You there? All right, he's sleeping. Okay. Suntan.
Good debate. And like Kim Natter, you kind of stole my thunder, man. I was gonna say the same thing. I don't feel like it was a debate about us glorifying Moors. That topic was picked just in a general conversation. It wasn't about the glorification of Moors. So My thing is this: our young guy did good, and I was expecting our other guy was expecting Chief X to do more than Wiki, man, because you cannot win a debate on Wikipedia, man. Wikipedia is commentary, and Wikipedia can also be edited. I can put in some Wikipedia with my commentary, you know. You just got to know how to edit it. And I'm not saying nobody did that. I'm just saying God Energy came with sources. He had real people in his sources. He didn't have cartoons. Chief X did a play school debate, and then comes back blowed up talking about everybody was against him. And that's the part that I don't really like about him. You know, he's doing what Brother Unc did when we said that, you know, he lost something. He won't explain for 2 weeks that he didn't. So we get ready for the parade of Chief X explaining that he didn't lose. And he calling in the troops. But the fact of the matter is his scholarship was kindergarten. So on that note, we did good. And hey, I can't wait to see the two Africans go against each other. You know why? Because they coming from the same terrain. They was both born over there. So they know more about each other than they think they know, just because of the geographical area. So that should be pretty good. You know, I'm waiting on that, and that's gonna be nice. So
yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people sleep on easy bands.
Right.
They sleep on easy band. Easy band ain't no dumb dude, man.
Nope.
Y'all sleep on him because he's a Bible thumper.
Yeah.
So anybody who believes in the Bible, y'all automatically shuts them down. That's crazy, man.
And he dedicated, Shy.
He don't only know the Bible, he know history, man. I listens to these brothers.
Right.
I listens to them, you know? But because of this topic, Sekou might get him.
Yeah, well, you know,
because of the topic, you know?
Right.
But Easy Band might have something good up his sleeves, you know?
Yeah. I mean, belief is a hard thing to beat in a debate when you trying to talk about somebody's beliefs. I keep telling people older and older because I'm the second elder in the community, and experience beats a lot of time. It beats your scholarship, man, because if you didn't experience something and you got the experience of it, the experience is just like a source, but it's your personal source. So I'm gonna say this, you got so many believers that is just phenomenal. America full of believers. Oh yeah, and I'm on the end on this, as you said, keep it positive. I see something on YouTube with the Africans, right? This guy jump out the bushes with a devil suit on. And sa.neter, you know what the first thing these Africans say?
What?
Oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. That's the first thing they say. And that kind of, you know, for me being from this community, I'd be like, dang, you know, they don't have no African belief. They say Jesus, and they be really scared, and then they try to laugh it off because my man come out with horns on. He be hiding in the bushes. So I just said that just on a positive note. They holler Jesus over there just like we holler Jesus over here. I mean,
let me say this real quick, and I'll pass it to Apostle so he can close us out. One thing that I just learned and found out is that Unc was really hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
Unc is really hurt. I ain't never see Unc run and get up out of here like that.
Yeah, Unc was hurt.
He was really hurt, man.
That's right.
Because nobody agreed with him. And this is the toughest environment. Now you see, Unc, this is the toughest environment. And Unc got up out of here, man. I can't believe I seen Unc run like that.
Man, Unc said he was gonna beat the brakes off of that young boy. That's just
Right.
his words. He ain't say no time.
And so that's how you know, yeah, but that's how you know Unc really believed that God Energy won, because he ran, he left. And then especially the way you killed it, Asal, when you first came in, you dropped it. So I'm like, damn, I ain't never see Unc run like that. All right, let's close out, Apostle.
Thanks, Kal Halal. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua.
What is Kal Halal?
Say what?
What is Kal Halal? You said Kal Halal.
Yeah. all praises. Kal, all, halal, praises.
Okay. Kal halal.
Yeah. Then you can add higher, B. Okay.
Kal halal, higher B.
Right. Hawa, B, to Yahweh in the name Hashem.
All right. Close us out.
Of
Close us out. Close us out.
I'm trying to collect my thoughts, man. God Energy did a great job.
And then you can tell us why you think Reggie hates you so much, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look, God Energy did a great job. Okay, but once again, Reggie's upset because God Energy didn't reach out to him where he can take the credit for what God Energy won. That's why Reggie's upset. Okay, you can see through Reggie all the time. His personal bias is always shown. He's like what he is because of what the tragic things that happened in his life. But and that's sad, and I wouldn't wish that on nobody. But it's not doing him no service because the Most High ain't had nothing to do with that. But that's okay. Reggie's upset with me because those debates that he had when Tazayak was dealing with his slave, his income.
No, I'm gonna tell you, Apostle. When I seen Reggie flip on you, I think Reggie is upset with you because you called him out on the reading the thing backwards, and that's when he began to start hating.
Yeah, that's what he was reading. When I caught him reading the blue letter backwards, he was reading it like it was English, from left to right instead of right to left, and he was acting like he was understanding what he reading. I don't know how anybody can read anything backwards and understand what the hell he reading. So he was faking, and he didn't have the common sense to know he was reading it backwards. And he continued. And I revealed that. I showed that. And ever since then, it's true. But not just that. He did the same thing with the Mishnah. He said, about cleansing, it was in the 6th chapter Genesis. In the 6th chapter Genesis is talking about.
You know where you messed up at, Apostle?
Where?
You should have let him kept reading. And that would have been crazy. If you would have let him kept reading and then hit him at the end.
But I hit him at the inside.
Oh, man.
I took the replay and showed the replay what he did.
Oh, okay.
I let him finish. And then I replayed it on the show.
Oh, that's why he mad with you.
Showed the people that he was reading it backwards. And he was reading it with understanding. How? That's like Joe Theismann said he walked into the locker room and Dexter Manley was reading the papers, but he noticed the newspaper was upside down. And right then he knew that Dexter Manley didn't know how to read. A grown man graduated from college, playing football, earning thousands of dollars, and he can't read. But guess what? He didn't leave it like that. He went to Dexter and he helped Dexter to read. And Dexter now say, I read to my grandkids. That's the greatest accomplishment that I have received in my adult life. I'm able to read to my grandkids.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm closing out, Apostle.
So,
thank you, brother.
And, I'm going to come up with a good subject for me and Lai. I'm going to force him to the table. Well, he haven't going to admit. He has to admit. It already showed me that Reggie and him is in cahoots with Morpheus. They was in cahoots before the debate. They in cahoots after the debate. I haven't even said the messages that I got from Naomi. Encouragement, telling me Elder, we want to give you your flowers now. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't care who laugh. Stand on the word. Don't care how many times sa.neter disagree with you. Keep showing up. Keep doing what you're doing. We admire you over here in Naomi. That's the message I got from Naomi.
Peace and blessings, everybody. We out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in.
In antiquity,
I dedicate this song to
Gambit is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity. Gambit is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity.
Let's talk about a place called the land of the blacks, where science and culture was a tangible fact, where language and history was written down in sects of stone, where African indigenous ruled in flesh and bone. For thousands of years it was just their home, till invaders came in and possessed their homes, trying to take their identity with enmity, their divinity and energy. So let's remedy that villainy. Now we changed the tide, you can't hide with false claims and false names and false pride, false outrage. We've turned the page, your confidence is frayed, all your fabrications are slayed and have no sway.
If you think we here to play, we're here to say on any given day, we not afraid to catch the fade. Gambit is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity. Gambit is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity.
My people are comedic, the Greeks called them Egyptian, and with purpose and force change their descriptions, depictions, their ethical inscriptions, their medical prescriptions to alleviate afflictions of deceitful symptoms of evil intentions. Now the suspension of their wisdom has been free from your prisons. Didn't think we would catch you, shipped the nose off of statues, so you could tell the lie. So we dispelled a lie. We inhaled, exhaled, repelled, expelled the lie. Liar, it's time to retire. Your time has expired. Lapse, collapse, thrown in the fire. Burn, baby, burn, you pariah. Gambit is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity. Gambit is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity. I give thanks to Cheikh Annie Diop and Dr. Bennett, John Henry Clark. They brought us in. Professor James Smalls and Anthony Browder, D.I. Lobinga, we couldn't be more prouder. Jabari Osaze, Dr. Reggie Kaba, Kamania teachers. Our scholars, our brothers and fathers, our ancestors' achievements. We see it, we breathe it, we free it. Their accomplishments in our past and their bereavements.
Gambit is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity. Oh, Gambit is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity. Gambit is where a lot started in history. In antiquity, in antiquity, in antiquity, ubiquity. Oh, Gambit is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity. In antiquity, in ubiquity, antiquity, and ubiquity. In antiquity, in ubiquity, in antiquity, and ubiquity.